Hey, I'm Jamie East, and today's episode of The Smart 7 is sponsored by Vodafone Business in partnership with Samsung. If you're running a business, any kind of business, you're probably spending some time thinking about AI, what to do, how much to use it, and how to even get started. The answer could be in your pocket. The new Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, powered by Vodafone Business's reliable, award-winning network, will help you unleash your productivity through brilliant built-in Galaxy AI. For example, Note Assist will automatically correct, fix the spelling, formatting, and organise your meeting notes so you can stay tuned into the session without any worry. And as useful as AI is, some major newspapers learnt this week that you shouldn't depend on it for your summer reading list. An article in the Chicago Sun-Times, which used ChatGPT to generate a list of books for the beach, included real authors, but totally imaginary book titles. Getting back to the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, to take advantage of all the features and change the way you do business, you'll need a Samsung account and a network connection. To find out more, search Vodafone Business Samsung, and for network verification, go to vodafone.co.uk/network. On today's Smart 7, Starmer accuses Farage of poisoning politics, Trump's tariffs run into legal difficulty, and much more. It's Friday 30th of May, it's e-bike day, and happy birthday Idina Menzel.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
It's become increasingly clear that Donald Trump wants to rule America without any of the annoying details of democracy, like a legislative process or input on legal matters from America's judiciary. He seems quite content to issue executive orders and threaten tariffs as a negotiating tool, but his administration continues to lose cases in the courts, which are hampering his ambitions. Thursday saw the US Court of International Trade block Trump's general tariffs after a case taken by states and businesses. Oregon Attorney General Dan Rayfield says the president has gone too far.
The president has misused an emergency power that no president in the history of the United States has ever used to try and implement tariffs. A big thing that really compelled our office to bring this lawsuit is the impact that it has to everyone.
A federal appeals court temporarily lifted the ban late on Thursday, but the whole process has robbed Trump of his greatest lever for trade negotiations. Stephen Moore is a former economic advisor to the Trump campaign, and even he thinks the tariff wars have gone too far.
I believe that the president does not have the authority. We have three branches of government, and the legislative branch, the Congress, is the one who is supposed to make the laws.
This week has seen Nigel Farage's Reform Party make a play for discontented Labour voters with new pledges to remove the two-child benefit cap and to change income tax rules for those earning under £20,000. His promises immediately attracted criticism from the Institute for Fiscal Studies, who said the measure could cost up to £80 billion and that there was no sign of a plan to fund them. That inspired a Keir Starmer-led attack on reform on Thursday as the PM warned that Farage is introducing poison into politics.
He set out economic plans that contain billions upon billions of completely unfunded spending. It's Liz Truss all over again.
Starmer also described the Tories as sliding into the abyss, but he remained non-committal on the much-discussed possibility of lifting the two-child benefit cap. Water Minister Emma Hardy says that the positive signs from the economy will make significant changes easier.
What we've delivered as a government is fastest growing economy in the G7, and having that extra money means that we can invest more in our public services.
There was what sounded like positive news for the people of Gaza on Thursday as Israeli PM Benjamin Netanyahu announced that he has accepted a new ceasefire proposal from Donald Trump's envoy, Steve Witkoff. However, later on Thursday, a statement from Hamas said that the proposal falls short of its demands. In the meantime, Israeli forces carried out a forced evacuation of the only hospital in the northern Gaza Strip as part of its ongoing operations against Hamas. There's increasing frustration as the ceasefire appears stalled, and with aid supplies not reaching those in need, former Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn says it's time for much firmer action from the government. He wants to start with an inquiry into the UK's supplies of arms to Israel.
The government's response is that they can't upset the global supply chain of the F-35 because they don't know which parts go to which country. I'm sorry, that's just utter nonsense. Those industries are very well organised. We need to know the truth, and the people of Britain need to know that their country is complicit in this.
You may have been worrying about sewage spills, but there was more bad news on Thursday as the UK is apparently now facing a drought. This week has already seen Thames Water receive a £120 million fine, but the water companies are under renewed pressure for their failure to invest in water infrastructure. England could be facing shortages of drinking water within a decade, so there was a warm welcome for the announcement that the government is going to fast-track the building of new reservoirs in Cambridgeshire and Lincolnshire. CEO of the water industry body Water UK, David Henderson, was delighted at the news.
We have seen some of the driest weather we've ever had on record this year, and that is testament to our changing climate. So it is really, really not good that we have had over 30 years without a single reservoir being completed. So we're very pleased now that the government has decided to back the builders of reservoirs, not the blockers of reservoirs.
Still to come on today's Smart 7 in association with Metro, 3 Brits head to the third round at Roland Garros, and Keanu Reeves really is an angel. Right after this.
This is a paid advertisement from Asda. You know those weeknights where everything feels like a rush? Homework to finish, bath time chaos, kids running riot, and somehow you've still got to make dinner too. It's the classic parenting juggle. Well, this is where Joe Wicks and Asda come in as the heroes we didn't know we needed. Joe's teamed up with Asda to create quick, easy, budget-friendly meal ideas that are delicious. Think sticky chicken noodles, Mexican meatball tray bakes, creamy salmon pasta, real food that's quick to rustle up, tasty and budget-friendly. Because sometimes the biggest win of the day is getting the whole family fed and still having 5 minutes to yourself before bedtime negotiations begin. Whether you're feeding fussy toddlers or grumpy teenagers, Joe Wicks meal picks take the stress out of dinner time. Search Joe Wicks meal picks at asda.com now to see what your lot will love. That's Asda price.
Welcome back.
The first round of this year's French Open at Roland Garros saw 6 Brits go through to the second round. A new record, but things haven't gone as well since. Britain's women are all out. Emma Raducanu out on Wednesday, then on Thursday, Katie Bolter was knocked out by 7th seed, America's Madison Keys, and Sone Cartel also exited after defeat to Czech opponent Marie Bouskova. The men's side of the draw looks better, matching a 1968 record when 3 British men made it to the third round. Jacob Fernley will face Cameron Norrie after both came through their second round matches, and Jack Draper played Gail Monfils late on Thursday, winning over 4 sets. He was delighted to get through a tough game.
This is why I play tennis, you know, to play in front of big crowds, to play in front of crowds whether they're with me or against me. That's the entertainment of tennis, and that's why we play. So thank you.
Timothy Spall has a new BBC show which has already broken viewing records after just 1 episode. The show is called Death Valley, and it's a murder mystery set in beautiful downtown Wales. It's part detective show, part comedy, and it stars Spall as a retired actor who used to play a detective. He teams up with real-life copper Janie Mallerman, played by Gwyneth Keyworth, to solve the mysterious murder of his neighbour. Timothy popped up with Chris Evans on Virgin and says he's loving the role.
One of my favourite things is where you get that mixture of both seriousness and actually the comic side of what plays out in an everyday. You know, that there are, depending how you look at it, without in any way treading on people's tragedy or whatever, you can see there's always a ludicrous side to the things.
If you've spent any time online, you'll know that there's a significant body of people who think that Keanu Reeves is an angel. And in new movie Good Fortune, he leans into the meme and actually plays an angel called Gabriel, complete with full-on angel wings. The movie is written and directed by comedian Aziz Ansari, and it also stars Seth Rogen, Keke Palmer and Sandra Oh. It's not often we see Keanu in a comedy, but he really seems to be enjoying this one, and it hits cinemas in October.
I'm an angel. My name is Gabriel. I'm here to save you.
What? Who the f*** are you? How do you know my name?
I'm normally only in charge of saving people from texting and driving.
Wait, you're telling me I have a budget guardian angel?
Kinda.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes and we'll give you the world.
Did you know that foreign investors are quietly funding lawsuits in American courts through a practice called third-party litigation funding? Shadowy overseas funders are paying to sue American companies in our courts, and they don't pay a dime in U.S. taxes if there is an award or settlement. They profit tax-free from our legal system, while U.S. companies are tied up in court and American families pay the price, to the tune of $5,000 a year. But there is a solution. A new proposal before Congress would close this loophole and ensure these foreign investors pay taxes, just like the actual plaintiffs have to. It's a common-sense move that discourages frivolous and abusive lawsuits and redirects resources back into American jobs, innovation, and growth. Only President Trump and congressional Republicans can deliver this win for America and hold these foreign investors accountable. Contact your lawmakers today and demand they take a stand to end foreign-funded litigation abuse.